Good afternoon. This is Cheryl Lentz, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, talking to you on Tuesday at 2. I have a couple of fun things to share with you today, so if you are joining me, please let me know with a wave or a little chatter. Talk amongst yourselves, it's okay. If you have any questions, please let me know. I would be happy to answer them for you. I'm going to do a card today using a stamp set called Someone Special, and it's in the new mini catalog. Yeah, that's right, the mini catalog. It's in the new mini catalog. However, I did use some designer paper from the holiday catalog that's called Gather Together, Come Gather Together. But the good news is that a lot of you have some of that left over, and if you don't, when our new annual catalog comes out in June, it will be in that catalog. So it was one of the products that are coming back. So I'm really excited about that. And the stamp set that we're using, Someone Special, is in the new mini catalog on page 36. It's a sweet little stamp set for only $17. And the other good news about it is that February 4th, starting February 4th until it's February 4th to March 31st, we have a coordinating set of dies coming out that goes with that stamp set. So I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. I have it here. I'm using some of the dies today so I can show you. And it's a great deal. It's a lot of fun. So if you would get those two together, I think one is 17 and one is 29. You add a little bit and you can get a celebration item too. So with all that said, I want to also share the new January paper pumpkin with you, and we'll kind of open it up and take a look at it. And then I will, next on Friday, I will come back. I'm going to show you some more cards using the Special Someone stamp set, and I'm going to show you the original way the January paper pumpkin is used, but I will also do some go off the grid and show you some additional ways that you could use that kit. So also for those of you who watched last week when I showed the botanical prints, I opened up the botanical prints kit online and I was showing you how to do put the stickers on and all that good stuff. And my stamp set was correct as far as my stamp set was in English. However, I was one of the lucky few that the stickers actually on my stamp set were in German. So kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. So I called Stampin' Up, as I said I would, and as I said, they are fabulous. If there's anything that's off kilter, whatever, they sent me new stickers. So I was very thankful for that, and I just wanted to share that. So if you ever order something and there's an issue with it, let me know right away. If you purchase it from me, I will be happy to, even if you purchase it from somebody else, we're happy to get you taken care of. We want everybody to be happy with their products. So, oh, I see the cat is in the background there. So there's Cat. For everybody that was worried that the cat is sick, she's back. She's back and in fine form. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and we're going to get started. So please let me know if you're here. I would appreciate it. And if you like the video and were interested, if you can share it, I'll also be on YouTube. So like my YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and then you will receive updates whenever I do some additional things. So here we go. I'm going to turn the camera around. There we go. And we will get started here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Oh, Cat. Oh, here's Cat. She wants to join us. Sorry, kitty. Not today. All right. Sometimes she does join me, but not today. We're going to be alone today. There we go. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Here's the card that we're going to make today. So it has these adorable little critters on it. And I'm going to show you the stamp set. And then here's the stamp set. So cute. Has a lot of different, 23 different stamps. A very special day. Thank you. Happy birthday for a special someone. For a very special someone. It's filled with helium, H-E-A-L, for a get well card. And this balloon is special. So you have flowers, you have balloons, and you have these 3 cute little characters. It is in photopolymer, so it's a 2-step. You can see you do the, I used Memento for the bodies, and then you can use the regular classic ink to stamp. And it's easy to line up because of it being photopolymer. Now, the good news on this is that, look at, haha, so February 4th, you can purchase this coordinating die set. The special day dies go along with this someone special set. What I love about this is that they have 2 of the balloons, 2 dies for balloons, 2 dies for the heart balloon, 2 for these little flowers. So when you're cutting out, you rarely do you use just one, right? Use doubles. They have a double tie. There's a little tie-dye, not like the shirt, a little balloon bubble for a word bubble. And then these are for the, this is for the big flower, and then they have different things for holding the balloons. So there's one for this, there's a die for this little, for a single balloon, and then they have one for a multiple, for 3 balloons, which is what we're going to use today. And then they have this cool die right here. I thought that was really neat, and I was like, okay, what is that for? So that's what, this is what that does. Here's a solid piece, and you cut it out, and then you have these 2 pieces. So if you're, on Friday, I will show you a card made with this. So what I would do is take the 1 piece, cut it in half. You have one side that's a little bit bigger, and then I would layer that. So you can have your little critters kind of in the grass, right? Isn't that neat? So you get 2 for 1 when you cut that out. Thank you, Stampin' Up. That was a great idea, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun on these cards. So with all that said and done, let's move this aside. So February 4th, you will be able to purchase these dies to go with this special someone set. They are $29. There's 17 different dies. So this one too, I wanted to point out, cuts out 2 bigger flowers and 2 little flowers all in one felled swoop. So 1 crank, and I'll show you that today because we're gonna do a little cranking today. So I'm gonna set these aside for right now, and we're gonna start stamping. I think what I'm going to do is get all my pieces glued on, my loose pieces glued on. So here is the paper, the designer paper that I was talking about that was in the holiday book. And it's, let's see here. I was just going to show you this, here it is. So it was in our holiday book, this one, Creativity is Calling, on page 48. Many of you might still have some. It was a great fall paper, but I really like the kind of linen with the polka dots and then the wood. And it is coming back in our annual catalog. So if you don't have it now, you can get it in June. So I am going to just go ahead and glue those pieces on just to get my loose pieces out of the way. Here we go, a little bit of green glue on here. So if you're joining me, please let me know. I know it tells me like, oh, so many people watched or whatever, but if you don't say anything to me, I don't know who it is. I just know that somebody's watching. So I would appreciate if you let me know when you're here, and I will be happy to write back. Also, someone will be getting this card. I always move everything around so much. Sorry about that. Somebody will be getting this card in the mail. So if you share, if you comment, you could be getting this card. So there we go. So that, and I put this on a piece of soft suede cardstock. Thought that looked nice. And then my little accent piece, I wanted to use cherry cobbler. So my little accent piece is from the 6x6 DSP. It's on page 168. This is the cherry cobbler from the Regal's collection of 6x6s. So again, they're all double-sided, so you could do, but I love the little checks. So I'm going to put my little cherry cobbler check, and I just gave it a little zip. So this one goes all the way, the whole length of the card. There we go. So this base is cut 5 1/4 by 4. There we go. Put that in. So that those loose pieces are out of the way. Now we can start with a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to start with my critters. I'm going to use my Memento ink. One Memento, please. I'm going to use the Memento ink. And we'll start with our big, I'm starting with the detailed stamp for the raccoon. I gotta turn it this way. Get this going here. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, and he's way over here on the side here. Get my little guy, give it a good press. There we go. Ha, isn't he cute? I just love this stamp set. Okay, and then I have the little squirrel. I really debated what color to make the squirrel. I ended up with Cajun Craze. I thought I'd make a little red squirrel because they're running around all the time. And here we go. I have my little red squirrel. There's the outline. And then, last but not least, our little rat. I don't know, is he a rat, is he a mouse? I don't know. He's a little creature. He's adorable. I used to work with a girl that had rats as pets, and she said they make the best pets. I didn't quite get it, but she totally loved them, so there must have been something. There must have been something to that. And we're dog people. Well, I'm a cat person. I got a cat too here. So for the body of our raccoon, I used our basic gray ink. So here we go. Here's my stamp for that, and I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Really good on here. There we go. And then you just kind of hover over, and you can see right through. Oh, I love using the photopolymer for this reason. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? Okay, so now I'm going to pull out our Cajun Craze. Snap, there we go. Cajun Craze ink for our little squirrel. Our happy little squirrel. When I was a kid, we used to lay out in the sun, which is not a good thing to do. Don't do that anymore. But, you know, when you were a kid, you didn't think anything about it. But we had squirrels, baby squirrels in our yard. So we would lay out and have like peanuts, and the squirrels would crawl into our hands and eat the peanuts. And we had a lady down the street that she had a little pet squirrel that would come into the house and eat peanuts. She put them through the house, and then the squirrel would go on through and just leave. Ta-da! Look how easy that is. Really cute. And our little rat, I made him soft suede because I thought as long as I use soft suede cardstock through the rest of it, this would kind of tie everything in. So where's my little guy? Oh, here he is. I almost lost him in my bucket here. It was so tiny. So here's our little rat. So I kind of am lining up his ears and his tail. There we go. Ta-da! There we go. So cute. So that's the stamping for those. And then I'm going to make some balloons. So again, I'm going to start with the Memento because there's an outline on the balloons. So I'm going to do 2 of the round balloons, the regular balloons here. So, and then I was so happy. I love when they have duplicate dies because so often that's what you need, right? You don't do 2 of the, I might have put that a little bit low, but that's okay. We're gonna take this one, here's the red one, there. And then I left this long because on the side of this, I'm going to put my words here that says for a very special someone. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that. And I'm stamping it off to the side because even though I'm using my classic label punch, which has like a little flag on each end, I only want the flag on one end. So I'm moving it off to the side here. Giving it, there we go. Okay, So that's that. And then we're going to use the cherry cobbler with our second stamp to fill in the balloon colors. Turn it around again. Here's my little heart. There. Okay. And I'm just going to hover over and down we go. Ta-da! And then the circle. Where are you? Here you are. I already set it over here. Didn't know. Here we go. Let's see here. Hover, hover. There. I'm off just a tad, but that's okay. There we go. Okay. So, got that done. So now, I am going to, I can actually take, I used one of our blends on here, the light soft suede, and I just filled this in a little bit to create some ground for our little guys, so they weren't just kind of up in the air, standing there, waiting for something to happen. There we go. Just kind of random. There. Okay. Now I'll set him aside. Well, why don't I just, I'm going to glue this on. I'm going to glue these two pieces together. I like getting all my loose ends together, and then once I have all my cutout pieces, I think it goes together easier. I don't have to look for things. I did a teeny tiny border on here just to make it stand out, and I wanted to bring that soft suede in again, so that's what I did here. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to bring the Big Shot over, and we're going to cut out the balloons. This thing I can punch. Here's my classic label punch. I'll get that out of the way. So I'm going to line it up and just bloop. There we go. Now we have that done. Tear that off and throw that away. Okay, I'm going to bring over my Big Shot. Well loved. And I'm going to put my dies on here. So here's this one. If your dies move around, you can take washi tape and kind of fit them on there. Sometimes when they move around, I try to move towards the direction they're moving in, move my paper, because they're just looking for a magnet. And especially when you're using smaller ones like this, sometimes it'll do that. No, cat, you can't come up here right now. Excuse me. Please don't do that. She wants to be under the light. So I'm putting all my pieces on here. My motto is save a crank, and I'm going to cut them all at the same time. So here's my little flowers on cherry cobbler, piece of scrap cherry cobbler. Here are the strings for my balloons. And see how that one is moving? So I just move the paper to go in the direction of it. And then I have this little bow I can cut out here. I hope that you guys can see that. There we go. Let's move this over here. Okay, there we go. Have it all on there. We're going to crank it through and get all of our pieces going here. Okay, once more. Back towards me. Okay, excuse me, kitten. All right, I'm going to move this over to the side. Oh, cat's coming through. Cat's going down. No, sorry, kitty. And then here's my pieces here that we cut out. So they just kind of fall out. I'm going to put all these back over here on my little magnetic piece. So I have all my balloons in order. And then here's my little flowers. They just fall out of the dies. Don't you love that? You don't have to fight with it. They fall right out. I'm going to move those off to the side. And then here's my little bow fell out. Move that off to the side. There we go. Put that. That's such a tiny die. I like to put those on my paper right away, or my magnetic sheet right away. And then, let's see here. This one we're going to poke out a little bit. It comes right out, but there we go. That's what all those holes are in the die for. So There. Put that on here. Okay, move this out of the way. And now we can keep assembling here. So here's our card. Here's the card front that we put on. I'm going to take this piece and go ahead and glue it right on the front of the card base, which is cherry cobbler. A little bit of green glue here and there. Tiny little bit. Okay. Line up 3 sides and get that on there. Pretty even. Give it a good press. There we go. It looks kind of outdoorsy, barnsy, you know, and that was the look I wanted. And then this one I just also glued down onto the, a lot of times I pop it up, but I decided I would pop up the verse and the balloon, the heart balloon, to make that stand out. I love using this check because you can use it to line up and get everything straight. So I'm looking at that check and lining up my, there we go, my cardstock here as I'm putting it on so that it's nice and straight. Does that look straight? Yeah. Also, it lines up with the dots here, so it's a doubler. Yay! Okay, now I'm going to put my little string on here. So I'm just barely touching this to my glue. It doesn't take a whole lot. I'm moving it around and just barely touching it. There I have a little bit more. I'm going to pull it off and just dab, dab, dab. Okay, it doesn't take much. And I'm going to have my little squirrel holding this. So, there. Give it a little press. There. And then I have this teeny tiny little bow. And for that one, I'm going to use my pickup tool here. I had one little thing to pop out of there. There we go. Get out of there. Okay, now I'm going to use my pickup tool and pick up my bow, get it going the right way here. Come on now. There we go. They kind of, right and wrong, they sort of have a rounded edge on the front side, so you'll know. You could certainly turn it around, but if you use your pickup tool, you can then add your little tiny, tiny bit of glue. Ta-da! And then just put it right down where you want it. Oops. There we go. Give it a good press. There. Okay. Now we can put our balloons on. So I just glued the round balloons on here. A little glue here. I put it over the top of, you know, the edge here. There we go. A little more. Dab of glue will do ya. And I love when they come out of the frame. So that was one of the things I wanted. I wanted to see enough of this designer paper to enjoy it and to, you know, appreciate it. But I like when the balloons and something pops out of the frame. I think that looks neat. Now the heart balloon, I'm going to put a dimensional on. So we're going to pop that up with our regular size dimensional. And I'll put that right in the center. Come on now. Alrighty, here we go. Ta-da. There. And then I have these cute little flowers. So again, I'm going to pick up my little, well, before I do that, let's put the words on here. So I have our mini dimensionals. I always have to use the pickup tool to put these on because I can't pick these up on my own. I don't know why. I have a block about these little teeny tiny dimensionals. I love them, especially for this type of project where you have a very narrow punched area. So I put 3 of them on there. Put that off. Shush it away. Okay. And then this is going to go right here. Again, I'm using my check to line it up so it's nice and straight. Now I'm going to put my little flowers on. So I started out with a little tiny flower in the frame, and then the other flowers went outside the frame, just to add some interest, okay? So this one goes here. And then I'm just catching it with my nail here. Give it a little press. And then the big flowers are going to, I thought my thing was to kind of draw it, draw your eye into a line from the dark cherry cobbler over here to the cherry cobbler over here. And then also we're going to put some Wink of Stella on our heart balloon. And we're going to put, of course, rhinestones on our little flower centers. So there, drew it back to the verse that we're looking at. And I have one little flower that I'll show you what we're going to do with that when I get to that part. Here we go. We'll put on our rhinestones on the flowers, flower centers. Always odd numbers, right? So I have 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Ta-da. And then I used some Wink of Stella on the heart balloon. And I didn't go over this. If you go over this, the little highlight there that's in there, it will look pink. So on this one, I went over it, and I was like, oh darn. But on this one that somebody's going to get, I want it to be perfect. I'm not going to go over that. I'm just going to, and that'll give that a little sparkle. I'll lift it up and let's see if you can see it when there's a little shimmer on there. So cute. Okay, so there's that. All right, now we're going to do the inside of the card, which I didn't show you yet. The inside of the card is, ta-da! So what I used in the inside here was our heart doilies. Excuse me. This is on page 9 of the mini catalog. You get 20 of each color. 20 of the Flirty Flamingo and 20 Real Red. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So here's the Flirty Flamingo. So you get it in 2 colors, but that doesn't mean that's the only colors that you get to use it in. Both on the back side, they are white. So what I did was I just used my cherry cobbler and I brayered my heart cherry cobbler so it would match my card, because the Real Red didn't match and I wanted that deeper color. So I have our little brayer here, and when you brayer, you're going to roll in one direction so that the ink goes all the way around. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of hold on to it, and I'm just going to go over it and over it and over it. And this one, I mean, it doesn't matter as much as far as having lines, or it's just sort of filling in with some color. You do get a nice, it looks pretty on the mat here. If you hold it in one spot, this would be a nice, you could build a nice background if you were using this for some Valentine cards. Look at, it would look kind of neat to use it after you've brayered. So I'm just doing that, and I didn't want it too dark because I want words on here. And actually the inside verse that I used, there we go, I'm going to just put this aside. The inside verse that I used is from the January Paper Pumpkin. Because it's a Valentine set, they had a nice little Happy Valentine's Day, and I decided that that's what I wanted to use inside here. Again, I'm going to put it on with the Memento ink. Here we go. So, Happy Valentine's Day. Ta-da, ta-da. Here we go. Okay, get this straight. Give it a good press. Okay, now remember that leftover little flower I had. I still have it, and I'm going to put it right here on my little heart. So I'm going to add a little glue here, teeny tiny bit, and I think I'm going to put it right here on this side. There. Now that will just get glued inside my card. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here in the center. Line that up. It looks sort of lacy, like the old-time Valentine cards that we would make in school and all that fun stuff. Then I'm going to layer it because that's what I have to do. I have to layer. It would be wrong of me not to layer. There we go. I see I got a little smudge of cherry cobbler there. I might have to either maybe put another flower in there. I'll see if I can get it off. All right, and then we're going to put this inside the card. And after I get it inside the card, we have that lonely little flower in there. I am going to put a rhinestone in the center of that little flower. So here we go. Put that in here. Ta-da! And then here's our little rhinestone we'll put on here. This flower has to sparkle too. It's kind of a nice little something when they open the card and see the little glitz and glamour there. Everybody there. Ta-da! Okay. So, for a very special someone, happy Valentine's Day. Isn't that sweet? So, that's my cute little card using someone's special stamp set. I hope that you enjoyed that. If you share or pass it on, let people see, comment, you will get in on a drawing to receive this card at home. So please go ahead and do that. All right, the next thing I wanted to share with you was the January paper pumpkin. So here it is, ta-da, ta-da. And I already opened it because I had to use the stamp set. So I'm gonna move this aside. So I'm gonna show you what's in here. You get this cute little orange box. So this is the thing. These boxes are really neat. They are just folded. So if you need a box that you want to send something in, because this one has paper pumpkin on it and it has the address label, you can take the boxes apart and fold them backwards so you would have a brown box. So you can reuse your box. Isn't that cool? You could make up something neat with your paper pumpkin, resend it to someone else in the same box because they're nice and heavy. So in here we received this cute little I'll Be Yours kit. It has this beautiful stamp set. Let's see if it'll show up better here. It has little bees on it, so that kind of goes with our bee theme, right, that we've been doing. Mint macaroon spot. And it has the glue dots, so you don't even need your adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up here. Let me find my scissors and show you what the kit comes with and what it's supposed to do. And then on Friday, I will share with you what it looks like after you make it, their directions, and then what are some of the extra things that you can do with the kit. That I will play with it and do that. So these are one of my favorite things. I love these little sequins that are self-adhesive and they're little flowers. So cute. And here we have little pockets, little pocket cards we're making. There's a whole bunch of them. Here we go. So here's the envelope. And then here are the cards, I believe. Is that more envelopes? That's more envelopes. They have, here's some more adhesives, dimensionals, the mini dimensionals, white string, twine. Oh, and here's the little cards, all pre-scored. This is a heavier cardstock. So you have these little ones for here, 3x3s, okay. I should look and see what it says, how many. Here's this. Here's our hearts that you just punch out. They're already cut. You just push them out. Right? Pretty colors. Wow, there's a lot of them. 4 sheets of the hearts. Very nice. Here's our little buzzing bees. We have 3 sheets of the bees, the circles, and the little tags. And then here's another sheet of all tags. So there we go. It's nice cardboard. A lot of people use that for other things. And then on this side, this will open up and give you instructions for it. So it goes step by step for stamping it and putting it all together. When you're done, you will have 10 cards with envelopes, the 3x3 cards. That's these. There's 10 of these. Okay. And then you have 20 bags. 20 paper bags. This little bag here. So this you would put a little treat in. I think this would fit one of those Ghirardelli chocolates. You could put a gift card in it. You could put just a little love note in it. Whatever you want. 20 little bags, and then the Baker's Twine Sequence Dimensionals. Here's some additional ideas that they're giving you that you can do. One of them even used the hearts to make a flower and put the little bee in there. So, so you come with the ideas. This is what it's made for. This is some additional ideas. And on Friday, I'll share some of the additional things that I'm going to do with this kit. So I'm going to put this away. Here we go. Let's see. I think that I have everything. Don't forget, if you would sign up now by February 10th, you would receive the February paper pumpkin, which is going to be exceptional, I'm sure. And the February paper pumpkin is made to coordinate with the birthday cake from the celebration set. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun if you would like to try that. Now the other thing with the paper pumpkin is you can get it, so you love this one, you get a little hint. They've been giving little hints. You get a little hint on the next one. If you decide you're going to be gone or that's not your cup of tea, you can hold it for a month. You know, you just go in and hold it. Easy to do. So keep that in mind if you're interested. You need to sign up for this February one by February 10th. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, this cake set, the Happy Birthday to You cake set that's in the celebration, also is one of the things that you can purchase February 4th coordinating dies for. So I'll be sharing some more cards with that. So I think we're all set with that. I'm going to turn the camera around. I think I've chatted at you long enough. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're all set. I am going to go ahead and I will get this loaded up to my blog, stampingjourney.com. If you need to order anything or have a question, you can put it on there. And I will also put it on my YouTube channel. So you can go to Talkin on Tuesday at 2, Cheryl Lentz, Stamping Journey, Cheryl Lentz, and you should be able to pull that up. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I appreciate that so much. So have a great, great week. I will see you on Friday, and we'll share some more of the things that I've created using the products I showed you today. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.